Welcome everybody to Dial In with Fuzzy, Kap, and Baker. How the fuck y'all doing? Today is November 16th. We are entering week 11. It's crazy. The NFL is flying by. There were some big upsets this week that we'll get into. But in short,
we're gonna call it.
I mean, I would.
We have to.
We have to. There's some very shocking surprises, but Vikings have entered the number 1 spot in the league, and the Steelers aren't dead. Just what our title says. I'm very happy about both of those things.
Congrats, Vikings.
Congratulations, Vikings. Fucking thank God the Steelers won finally. I was so happy. I was watching the game with my dad, and I was like, for once, we have a weekend where I'm not disappointed. It was great. It was great. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you and your dad loved the game. Me and Kap were not thrilled with the results of that game. Gave us some red dots on our picks here, but hey,
I was so happy.
If you have to take a loss to make your day, that's what friends are for.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to the Pitt Panthers game this Saturday, but unfortunately I have to work. So I was looking at prices of tickets for the Steelers game against the Saints, and the morning of they were like $50. I was this close to fucking going. This week they're at like $60 against the Bengals, but I don't know how that one's gonna go. But
a game's a game, baby.
No, I mean, it will be a good game, but
yeah.
So that's gonna be a rough one.
Yeah, especially because the Steelers made Joe Burrow throw 4 interceptions. Technically 5, but 4 interceptions and a fumble in their week 1 matchup. So Joe Burrow's coming for some vengeance. But let's go ahead and jump. Let's jump right into our verses. Yeah. Let's jump into our verses for week 10. Starting off with our Thursday night football game, Falcons at the Panthers. We all got fucked in this game. We all chose the Falcons. None of us had faith in Baker Mayfield. Panthers ended up getting it done. We all took the loss there. Baker, man, did you guys see the video of him after the game fucking headbutting all his teammates without a helmet on?
That's a real football guy right there.
That's just CTE with every single hit.
So he's nuts. He's completely ridiculous and great, but nuts.
Yeah.
And not good at football anymore. I don't know what happened. He was once great.
I mean, if that's a weekly routine, now we know why.
Right? I don't think Baker's as bad as what everybody's making him out to be. I really don't. I think he's in an unfortunate circumstance with the Panthers in a rebuilding year, getting rid of Christian McCaffrey, having a horrible head coach. I mean, the record says it before he even got there. They were 5-win teams in the past 2 seasons prior to this. So,
right.
I hear you, and I'm obviously a Baker supporter.
Yeah.
Like, I really like the guy, but I mean, he did pick up the nickname the Grim Reaper this year for a reason, because everybody that's been responsible for him playing's been cut or died, traded away, or fired. So, I mean, I hear you. I don't think he's any less accurate, but the beating he took last year, man, he doesn't forget that, and that really kind of has affected his clock in the pocket and everything. He just looks a little skittish, and hopefully he comes back and is good to go next year.
Well, I mean, he had
this week, but
he had a bad injury last year as well that he was playing through. I wonder if he still has that on his mind and
got to.
Yeah,
Have they ever announced why he doesn't start?
Well, he's starting this week.
Yeah.
Is it because Walker's hurt though? No.
I mean, he hasn't really played great for a couple weeks, and now he's hurt. Right. So I don't know if he's hurt, or if they just want to list it as something so they can make the change without as much controversy.
Right.
That reminds me, I was listening to Pat McAfee today, and he was talking to Edgerrin James, who has a NFL Football Life coming out this Friday at 9, and they were talking about how they were supposed to have the first preseason game in Japan. And Edge is like, yeah, I'm not going. And 2 days before
Nope, not for me.
2 days before the preseason game, he came up with a hamstring injury, and the NFL hit him up and was like, "Nah, you're gonna go." And they were negotiating with him. It's
I lost my passport. Yeah, can't find my passport. Can't make it. Sorry.
yeah. No, that's funny to me, but
He used to wear a grill under his mouthpiece in game.
yep.
That was a real street dude right there.
From gold teeth to a gold jacket. Edge was phenomenal, man, and well deserving of the Hall of Fame.
Right, of course. Definitely.
But let's go ahead and move on. I was really upset about that game, by the way, the Falcons-Panthers game, just reaching back to it. I had what I thought was going to be a lock with under picks and whatnot. The game was...
The next game was just as bad because
fucking
all of
disappointing.
us sat here and said, we got to take the Seahawks. They look great, but I am always nervous of Brady in a prime time or Brady going across seas, and that's what happened. It's just like brutal.
Yep. Congratulations to Tom Brady for becoming the first NFL quarterback to have a win in 4 different countries. So we all chose the Seahawks. Bucks came out 21-16. By the way, the NFL said the Germany experiment was phenomenal. Their sales for tickets, merchandise, everything was amazing. They're definitely going back. And I actually liked the crowd in Germany a lot more than I liked the crowd in the London games. It seemed like they were in it a lot more. Did you see the size of the fucking beers they were drinking?
All those pictures.
Oh my god, dude.
Weren't they singing
Sweet Caroline or no.
Yeah,
Country Road.
Yeah, they were singing multiple songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole place was lit up. They had 2 million requests for a 76,000 seat stadium.
Yeah, I think it was 67,000. Yeah, that's crazy.
Twice, I would assume at least 2 games next year.
Yeah,
let's rob London of something. We
no,
don't have to go back to Hotspur Stadium. That didn't go well for anybody. Let's move that over to Bayern and really enjoy ourselves.
Like 2.5 hours before the game started, it looked like they're having a Champions League parade out front.
Yeah,
huge. Huge crowd.
Again, going back to the Pat McAfee show, they were talking about opening or ending Oktoberfest with an NFL game. And imagine,
why not? Let's open it
and end
beginning of October and end it end of October. 2 different.
Yeah, dude, that would be a fucking party.
Is put another week into the NFL season and not add any more games, but just give everybody an additional bye. And that way, if teams are going across the water, they get a bye on the way back, and then they still have their normal bye at whatever other part of the season.
Yep.
And then, they could even put 4 European teams, 1 in Germany, 1 in London, grab 2 more spots.
Yep.
Have them
Spain,
live on
maybe.
the East Coast. Yeah, have them live on the East Coast and play here, and then they only travel across for the home games over there. And then they don't really have to travel as far for away games because they're already in the States.
Yep.
That seems like the way to do it for me, but
I'm
just a guy on a podcast.
No, I agree with you 100%. People have been talking about it. I guess when the Concorde comes out, which is supposed to do like 4-hour flights from the East Coast to London, that they're really considering adding 4 teams over there, making a new division. I think that'd be awesome. I wouldn't mind that at all.
No,
extra
what division
week
they
of
would
football?
be in. But...
Yeah. Dude, I absolutely love waking up on Sundays and having football at 9 a.m. Like, throughout the day. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's been a while for me because it used to start at 10.
Yeah.
And then it went to 12. I'm like, damn, what the hell?
Yeah.
I have to do like house stuff around the house.
Yep.
On a Sunday morning.
Maybe I'll pop a little medicine and
a little early for me, but
yeah, it's early for you West Coast guys.
Set an alarm and I don't miss it because it was a good game, and until the third quarter when what was it? Gino fumbled the ball going in. They were about to score, make it a 1-score game. It looked like it was about to be a great fourth quarter, and then that kind of really decided the outcome from there.
Yeah. You know, I feel you on getting up early because I've been watching F1 a lot lately, trying to get into the racing scene. And man, their races are all over. Like they'll start at like 6, 7 a.m. and then they'll have like one that's like at 3 p.m. and then like go back down to like 9 p.m. and then like 2 a.m. and it's all over. So yeah. But about the Seahawks and Bucks game, man, it was really nice to see Tom Brady actually celebrating with his teammates. You know, very pumped about getting a win, and he's 2-0 as a single man. So
oh boy,
he's on the revenge tour. Yo, Brady's out there looking to slay, and he's slaying. So watch out. Maybe it is going to be the Bills and Bucks.
Everybody ain't going out to the club after a loss. So now that he's got free reign to get out there, he needs them W's.
Yo, Brady is over here. He's like, yo, give me my tequila. I want to get on a boat. I want another Lombardi and get absolutely shit-faced.
Well, they are now first in their division after the horrible start of the year.
Yep.
And they have a really easy final 3 games of the season. It's like,
oh yeah,
the Panthers,
they're primed.
I forget who else it is, but they're all lower teams in the win-loss records anyway. And it's gonna. And then he's in the NFC, so then he's gonna have to go up against the likes of Geno and other quarterbacks that are playing well on teams, but they're not known as playoff style winning quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So he really does have a pretty easy ride if they're able to make a home game out of it. So,
and can we talk about it? The NFC is not just through week 10, outside of the Vikings and the Eagles. I would say the NFC is not the caliber that the AFC is this year.
Yeah, I think the AFC is a bit stronger, but it's still kind of hard to say because there's teams with good records, and we're not used to them having good records. So we just
the 2 best records are in the NFC, and
but look at the caliber of opponent.
The Vikings just beat the Bills. Let's fast forward 1 game.
Barely.
Hey, they beat them
on a wish and a prayer, but yes,
hey, with a field goal. I don't want to hear it. With the field goal, I didn't see that coming. Fantastic.
I just want to say, when you said the Vikings went into Buffalo and raided, I was dying laughing because I couldn't wait for this part of our podcast today. Because I was like, they won on a very lucky touchdown right at the end of the fourth quarter.
What does luck have to do with it?
That's so lucky. If
I've ever seen.
Our D tackle is lined up on the left, so he's the right shade of the center. And directly before the snap, he shifts to the right and then submarines and knocks the ball out of the center's hand before it completely gets to Josh Allen. That's not luck. That is that one man willing the game for a W. That one guy. That was amazing.
I still think it was like super lucky circumstances. But it was definitely deserving. Speaking of the Vikings and Bills, Baker was the only one to go with the Vikings this week. Myself and Kap both went with the Bills. Congratulations, Baker, on your well-deserved win there. That was a fun game to watch, man. It really was.
Josh Allen was going to play. That got a little scary when all of a sudden he's really playing. But
in overtime,
he definitely had some plays where you could tell, it was an errant throw that he would normally make.
Yep.
So, I'm glad we got the win. I'm glad we were able to finish them off at the end and not really kind of fall off like happens sometimes. Glad we didn't miss a field goal. There's a lot of things that we check box off that we don't normally check box. So that was great. And look forward to seeing somebody of their caliber in the Super Bowl. That'd be great. That would be the next place I'd like to test these theories out.
Hey,
you guys can't go cover the game without covering the play of the game.
What would you say is the play of the game?
4th and 18.
The one hand.
Probably the greatest catch of our generation.
Man, there was 2 phenomenal catches in that game. Diggs had a phenomenal catch, and Justin. I was saying it earlier or before we started the podcast tonight. I think Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the league right now.
Facts.
He's up there for sure. Yep.
I don't think there's anybody that beats him right now.
There's other guys that are fantastic, and like we're just splitting hairs, not trying to say anything negative about any other guys, but Jefferson's also in an offense that really fits his skill set.
Mm-hmm.
He's able to do a lot of things that other receivers don't really get the opportunity to even attempt.
Mm-hmm.
And we were kind of talking about earlier, having Thielen on the other side, even though Thielen's not really blowing up statistically, he does kind of get coverage to roll his way sometime. He is able to run number 1 style routes so that Jefferson could get moved around when needed. It just all fits really well. And it just shows how important having a good offensive minded coach really does help your team.
Yep. By the way, I think Adam Thielen for Dynasty guys is going to be the guy to go get for next year or even for regular fantasy. Just because Justin Jefferson's really come into, he's going to be that number 1 guy next year. He's number 1 guy right now. And it's going to open up Thielen a lot more.
100 targets.
Yeah, it's going to open up Thielen a lot more, I think. But it's super impressive what they are managing to do. I like hearing Baker not be so upset with Kirk Cousins anymore now that they're like stomping people like the Bills. And
we, as a Pat McAfee fan, you've seen it.
Is that the Kirk coach? Oh, if I die, I die. I love it. I love it.
This is what we're wearing on game day these days, fellas.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We need you to do this more often, but make sure it's in your closet. So the new segment would be Baker comes out of the closet. And then you can
comes out of the closet segment. That's not a real thing. We're going to go ahead and rewind that back. I don't like that suggestion. Not at all.
Man,
just edit it out.
My favorite thing on your closet is that 25% THC sticker. I love the THC sticker. It gets me every time. Oh, man.
Fantastic.
All right, moving on. Next game of the week was the Lions at the Bears. All 3 of us went with the Bears. We were very excited with Justin Fields that looks like he is slaying out everybody. Unfortunately, the rest of the Bears team is not able to do so. MCDC
army over there.
Yeah, MCDC was able to come away with a big win against the Bears. Lions are 2-0, they've won 2 straight. They're not 2-0, but 2 straight. So kudos to them.
Straight in the division.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fields is still, man, that guy's keeping that streak going.
Dude, he had like a 67-yard rushing touchdown.
Yeah, he's like top 5 in the league in rushing. I think in the past 4 or 5 weeks, he's the number 1 quarterback in fantasy.
Yep.
If they didn't give up 21 points in the 4th, come on, man. Come on,
I
Bears.
mean, he did throw a pick that kind of led to some points
pick 6
and whatnot. But when you're making all of the big plays and you're the only way the offense runs, stuff like that's going to happen. You're kind of not given the opportunity to do like a Tom Brady and just take what's available because nothing's really available. You do have to go out and make stuff happen. I know that they're different kind of quarterbacks, but I'm still stand firm with I'd be happy with Justin Fields over Kirk Cousins still today.
So would I. He looks so fucking impressive.
But I will never say that again. If Kirk Cousins wins a Super Bowl this year, I will never say another bad word.
Dude,
Kirk Cousins.
I've got a feeling like I really want to go and put money on the Vikings right now. I don't know what their odds are. I don't know what the odds are, but I've got a feeling that everything's clicking. Everything is clicking for them.
Yeah, but you had a feeling about the Falcons, about the Seahawks, about the Bills, about the Bears, and about our next game, the Broncos, this week. So I don't like the feelings right now.
Yeah. Going on about that Broncos and Titans game, myself and Baker both went with the Broncos. Cap is the only one that saw reason and went with the Titans there. Man, I saw a stat that said if the Broncos scored 18 points per game, they would be like 8-1 right now.
Yep.
That is mind blowing. Their
I
defense.
seen a stat that was how many weeks is it going to take for Russell Wilson to throw more touchdown passes than bathrooms he has in his house? And we're going into week 11, and he still does not have as many touchdown passes as bathrooms in his house. So
Spoiler alert, that's going to go into next year.
yeah, it's not good. I think he's got 10 or 11 touchdowns. I'd have to look it up, but he's got 12 bathrooms, so this is not good.
God, man.
Damn.
How the mighty have fallen.
So quickly, too.
Oh. You know, and that just makes Pete Carroll's decision to get rid of Russell Wilson look so much better.
They robbed that. He has 7 passing touchdowns so far.
No, stop it. Really?
7
Regular season right here.
in 10
7,
weeks.
5
Wow.
interceptions.
Oh my god. I was just getting to his stats right
How many
here,
rushing
this
touchdowns
game
does he
long.
have?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look. Let's see here.
Not enough. 1.
Wow.
Not enough.
Wow. All right.
Oh my gosh. He really might not. He might not score as many touchdowns as bathrooms. This is out of control.
Man,
I've already picked him for this week. I'm gonna have to check. I can't take the Raiders. No, can't do that. I'm gonna stick with the cartoon character, but this is bad. This is bad.
Yeah, man.
But on
Mike Vrabel looks awesome. He's one of my coach of the year candidates. I love Rabes.
But one of my favorite things that I kind of was reading, this happened a few weeks ago, I believe on the 17th, whatever week that was. But the outside linebacker for the Broncos, Aaron Patrick, is now suing the Los Angeles Chargers and the NFL for rolling carpet out on the sideline. And the guy is running out trying to avoid a media person and blew out his ACL stepping on this carpet.
Isn't he
Now
suing
he's
the
suing them.
Isn't he suing
Yeah.
the NFLPA as well?
He's suing loads of people. It didn't list. It just said among others because he's got so many out. But he's suing for like loss of work, for loss of bonus, for diminished like future income because he's going to get paid less when he re-signs due to the ACL injury.
Yep.
So he's going to town, and I think that that will be one of those things where if he ends up winning and winning a good amount of money, that's going to kind of alter the NFL sideline protocols. That's going to kind of uniform what's allowed at each stadium, this, that, and the other. So that is something that you should keep an eye on just to see kind of how that really affects everybody.
Yep.
They need to fix the damn fields. Go back to grass.
Yeah, all turf fields should be outlawed for NFL. Dudes are
I
too
agree.
heavy, they're running too fast. Like you got fields and fields groomkeepers, all that good stuff. Like make them earn their money.
Yep.
Like get out there and get a good grass field going.
Yep. All right. Moving on to the Jaguars at the Chiefs. We all three chose the Chiefs. Chiefs were able to come out with the dub, 27-17. My biggest takeaway from that game was poor Juju, man. He got absolutely rocked.
Yeah, that was a little scary.
That was Tua 2.0.
I mean,
That's what it was.
I
I
know
mean, it was bad.
Yep.
so
Is
it's a
there
bad
update on
time
it?
to point out it was more like a AB 2.0. And now we got to watch out for his future actions, see if he kind of falls off the deep end.
So
or
are you
what?
saying that Juju's gonna start throwing rocks at the UPS driver and
I'm not saying that.
I know what he's
That's
saying.
what I'm
He's
worried
saying,
about.
is he gonna start blaming Ben Roethlisberger for all his issues again?
Wild.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good. We're just happy that Kadarius Toney's now Kansas City Chief because he's going to be getting a lot of work
Mm-hmm.
because Juju got messed up.
God,
dude. I mean, hope he's really like we're joking. It's a good time, but
Yeah.
hope he's healthy. Hope he comes back fine. Really hope there is no long-term injuries.
Yep.
Right.
As a USC fan, I've been a fan of his for a long time. It's just all fun and games and jokes, but
Yeah.
wishing the best for you, dude. It did not look good.
Man. I love Juju being a Steelers fan. I wish he was able to stay with the Steelers long term, but I can't blame him for wanting to go to a contender. I hope he gets the Super Bowl one day, and that was nasty. I hate seeing people get injured. I always say that. You can go look at our previous videos,
Right.
and that one hurt me. It hurt me.
I make fun of people getting injured because them getting injured makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, no.
I just feel so bad that it's like, all right, let's make a joke about it because this is awful.
Yep. Speaking about another uncomfortable situation, the Browns are browning. At the Browns at the Dolphins. All three of us chose the Dolphins, rightfully so. They got absolutely fucking manhandled, 39-17. Tua was phenomenal. What a
Boy, Fuzzy has been working on his transitions.
You like that
This
one?
man, yeah,
Dude, the Browns are just horrible, and they beat the Steelers, and yeah.
How would you feel as a Steelers fan, okay?
Uh-oh.
If another Steeler fan of yours was like outright rooting for the Browns, how do you feel about that?
That's not
Is
a
there
Steelers
any
fan.
reason- I'm glad you said that because that person watches this, and I just needed somebody
Timestamp.
to back me up.
Fucking
Yeah,
clip it and
timestamp
send
this.
it to him. He's not a Steelers fan. If you root for anybody in the AFC North, I bet he rooted for the Bengals too in the fucking Super Bowl. If you
really
are
agree
a
with
fan
you
of
on
the
it.
Steelers and you're rooting for an AFC North football team, you are not a Steelers fan. Period. End of story. Fuck you.
Oh man,
Get rid
is
of your black and
fantastic.
gold. You can send it to me
You
in
might get a
Pittsburgh, all
DM
right?
Later.
Dude, that's
You might get a
completely fine.
DM.
And I'll fucking tell him the
Okay.
same goddamn thing. You are not a
Don't
Steelers
worry,
fan.
I already do. I just put a smiley face after it so he doesn't get as mad.
No smiley face.
He's-
Fuck
he-
you.
he's gonna like this. He'll like this.
And if you want to argue about it, guess what? We're going to be doing another recording on next Wednesday. You're more than welcome to join us, and I will tell you why you're wrong.
We'll give you a short segment. I can't do a full hour. It would go awry, but definitely we'll
It
bring
would
him on.
start off funny, then it's gonna be like, okay, say one more fucking
Dude,
thing. Okay.
I argue with so many fucking fake ass Steelers fans on Twitter. Like, I have no
Whoa,
problem.
You're already labeling them.
I have no problem.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
he is a
that's
fake ass
guy.
Steelers fan. He's rooting for the Browns. What?
Oh yeah.
Why is he rooting for the Browns? I want to know context now.
It's in our fantasy chat, and he's like rooting for the Browns with another Browns fan. He's actually like teaming up with a Browns fan. Makes it even worse.
Okay, so he's a Browns fan.
That's what we tell him. He doesn't agree.
That's what
Does he live in Pittsburgh?
No.
Oh, okay,
No.
then I don't give a fuck what he thinks. Oh God.
It's fantastic. I can't wait.
Yeah, make sure you timestamp that from 25 minutes to 28 minutes.
Basically, if we did not have Patrick Mahomes in the league, Tua would be a Tua for MVP chant.
Oh, 100%.
So, I mean, Tua's playing great. The Dolphins are fantastic. The Browns didn't really need to Brown for the Dolphins to do what they did. They are out of control, amazing on the offensive side of the ball.
Yep.
And their defense is, I mean, it's good. It's above average, which is all you need to
Yeah.
be with an offense like that. So,
right.
Yep.
The offense
I
can
mean-
put on that many points weekly. You just have to make
and
a couple stops.
efficiently.
Yep.
Right.
Efficiently. No turnovers this week. No, nothing. It just great.
I think Tua still hasn't thrown an interception this season.
I do not, I'd have to go look, but I remember that there was the stat where the Dolphins had not lost a game, if it hasn't happened in the last 3 weeks, where Tua has started and finished the game. He
Oh,
did
since
never
he-
lost.
So since he's came back, sorry.
Yep.
Since he's came back, he hasn't thrown one. So he has 18 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
71% completion percentage and a QB rating of 118.4.
And how many games has he
Yeah.
played?
Probably
he missed 2, right?
6 or 7.
No, I think he missed 3.
He's only played 5 games, and he has
He's got 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, he's got 8
Where-
games.
Oh,
So he's missed 2, and he's amazing. I like it.
Yeah, no, and I mean his QB ratings against the Browns 135, the Bears 135.7, the Lions 138.7, the Steelers 92.7, Bengals 52.7. But to be fair, it's because he was fucked up from the Bills game. The Bills game he was 123.8. I'm sure that was higher than went down after he got fucked up. Ravens 124.1, Patriots 104.4. So I mean he's two is the real fucking deal. Also the real fucking deal, or at least it seems like, in the Texans at the Giants game. Don't shake your head at me. All 3 of us chose the Giants, and the Giants came through with the dub. The real fucking deal is not Danny Dimes. It's not Vanilla Vic. It's fucking Brian Dable. He's such a good fucking coach.
he's turned that whole culture
Are we
around
really
so quick.
doing that? You just did that here.
What?
You just vanilla victim.
No. You didn't hear that video?
I did, but you
Saquon
didn't
Barkley
have to
called
bring
him
that
Vanilla
here.
Vic.
I heard it, but you didn't have to do that.
They
You
called
didn't
him
need to
they
do
they
that.
called him Vanilla Vic. By the way, always take the over on his rushing yards because he's hitting it every single week. He's been really impressive with his rushing yards. But Brian Dable.
Saquon Barkley. If I break one, Vanilla Vic better be down there chasing me. No, I've seen it. I didn't think we were bringing that here.
I fucking love that Saquon Barkley and Danny Dimes are having like a really good connection. I think, with Brian Dable coming in as the head coach of the Giants, not picking up their 5th-year contracts, now it's going to get both of these guys paid. And they're going to be able to start building even more chemistry, building a team around them, because it seems like that's going to be their good offensive core moving forward. And man, they look good.
We thought that they might be getting a new quarterback.
I heard that they're in the running for OBJ.
No, that's not real. Get out.
Supposedly, Giants and Cowboys are like the 2 more likely
Guys.
From what I heard, it was the Vikings, Bills, and then the Giants were up there, but I still think he's going to go Vikings or Bills. Imagine OBJ with Justin Jefferson.
Bills, Cowboys, Niners, and Vikings were the 4 teams that they posted at the beginning of the week saying he wants a decision by the end of the week. I can see reasons for all 4, but I mean, Vikings, buddy, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I'd like Thielen to go back to the slot. I'd like Jefferson and OBJ on the outside. We got Hawkinson at tight end. We got a stud running back in Dalvin Cook. If you think you can keep Kirk Cousins' play elevated like it is, that's the place to be. It would be an unstoppable offense.
I say the Cowboys and Vikings play for him.
Yeah, we'll do it this week. Bet this week, right now.
Oh, Jesus.
You have to do it, Odell. You
Let's
have
set
to.
the game up. Okay. Vikings now playing Cowboys this week. We're bringing the Cowboys into the homeland.
And you know what? We're going to set it up for 425.
Okay.
Right.
I like that.
right. Hey, this podcast is going places. All right? We tell the league what to do.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the Saints at the Steelers. Man, this one made me happy. All 3 of us had a pick where the other 2 lost. It was great. Now, fuck you both. I'm gonna mute you, okay?
You can talk about the
Yeah. Kenny Pickett looked very much like a rookie in the first half of the game. But once they were able to get that run offense really rushing good, the offensive line is showing that they are playing all their snaps together. They're starting to get really cohesive. It's really, really good. The run game was there, over 200 yards, the first time in over 6 years that the Steelers have done that. Jaylen Warren is such a good complimentary back to Najee Harris. It's good. I'm happy. I'm ready to move on. Thank you for letting me talk a little bit.
We're right before we move on, we're gonna sink this ship though. with games like this, you're just going to have that damn Canadian calling plays for the rest of the year.
So, funny story. Big Ben was at Acrisure Stadium for Heath Miller. You did this to yourself. I just want you to know. He was at Acrisure Stadium for Heath Miller getting enshrined in the Steelers Hall of Honor. Big Ben.
It's a ring, but it's fine.
No, it's called the Hall of Honor in Pittsburgh.
Ring of Honor.
No, it's a Hall of Honor. Fuck you. Big Ben was seen in his suite with headphones on and a mic. Big Ben was calling the plays. Fuck Matt Canada. No, man, I would love that. Big Ben's gone on football and said that won't happen. So, but it definitely looked like Matt Canada was not calling most of the plays. Then they started doing some like dumb shit with a direct snap to Najee Harris to try and get him in the end zone. That I was like, what the fuck is that? And then some other plays that I was like, yeah, Matt Canada is definitely playing or calling plays again. But you know,
that had a Canadian written all over.
Dude, I was screaming at my TV. I was tweeting at fucking Dave Damashek. Like it was bad. Like he was tweeting, I'm tweeting. Like he was liking them, and yeah, I was pissed. But we came out with the dub. I believe the Steelers missed 2 field goals. Because Boswell is on IR and we have Nick Wright, who was on the Chiefs practice squad. He needs to go back to McDonald's because he can't cook a fucking football to save his life. We're gonna go to the fish market and pick up the guy that they released earlier in the week because he's better. But yeah, I was happy. I chose the Steelers. Cap and Baker both went with the Saints. Steelers came out with a big dub that was very needed. And the Steelers have an easier schedule coming up after this big Bengals game this weekend. So, moving on to the Colts at the Raiders. Myself and Baker went with the Colts. Jeff Saturday getting the head coaching job. We thought this was going to be their big bounce back week. Cap went with the Raiders because he's insane. And the Colts came out with the dub. Jeff Saturday is now 1-0 as the interim head coach for the Indianapolis Colts. Edgerrin James came to Las Vegas to support his former teammate, Reggie Wayne. Was it Reggie Wayne that's on their coaching staff? I believe it's Reggie Wayne as their wide receiver coach. He was fucking super pumped for his former teammate. There's been a lot of people talking a lot of shit about Jeff Saturday getting this job. I'm super happy for him.
I think most people are talking crap about how he got the job and not necessarily him or the job that he could do there, which is at least good. As far as like nobody's really just came out and just been like, Jeff Saturday sucks. You know what I mean?
So,
and
I don't want to cut you off, but Joe Thomas said it is a disgrace that Jeff Saturday. You fuck Joe Thomas. He went 1-31 in like his last 2 years in the NFL. He's fucking garbage. Fuck you, Browns fan. He said it was a disgrace.
Talks out of his mouth and says, "If I was offered the Browns position, I would take it as a head coach." It's like, well, how's that any different?
Exactly.
Well, the difference is that Jeff Saturday is an actual head coach style like person, meaning
he's a CEO.
He as a center, you know what your offense has to do. You're the one that's setting up sliding blocks, which way, picking up blocks, stuff like that. You have to know what the entire defense is going to do in order to do the slide, so you know both sides of the ball. He played with tons of, Hall of Fame style players, but the most important thing that he has in this game that looking across the field is like the exact opposite that Josh McDaniels has is Jeff Saturday is a leader of men. He knows how to galvanize a team. He knows how to get people to play up to the highest potential that they have. And he's only been there a week. So, I mean, you look at the other side of the ball where Josh McDaniels has been known his entire career as this X's and O's phenom, and he could set up anything, and he's great at calling plays. But every time he's in charge, the teams just kind of sink down to a pile of shit compared to what they were when he got it and the potential that was there when he showed up. So you see what Matt Ryan, Jeff Saturday brings Matt Ryan in, gets him playing well again. Who would have thought he would have been running like what are we calling Daniel Jones now? Vanilla Vic, Matt Ryan. We got Jonathan Taylor looking like good old JT.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the game, he's only had a week or a week and a half or whatever it is of installing an offense and getting the team ready, which is the perfect excuse for him to say, okay, guys, we won, but I need you guys in here studying film, doing this, doing that. And instead it's, hey, we won. Winners Mondays off, baby. Like, go rest
Right.
and
Yep.
have your day off. And that's just things that your team really rallies behind.
Yep.
It's just he has shown that he's the right guy to be in the place right now. At the end of the year, after we see his record and they have to do all the normal hiring process, we'll see if he gets to continue to be the head coach. But
Yep.
for right now, he's only showed amazing things for
Yep.
kind of Irsay going out on a limb and making a crazy hire the way he did, actually looking really good.
Yep.
Going on to the Fuzzy's comment though, since you said he was the CEO.
Yep.
So typically, a man in that position, he's going to put the most efficient person at the position. And like you were saying, like he went right back to Matt Ryan.
Yep.
I mean, he's a veteran. There's leadership right there, and he went back to your strength in running the ball.
Yep.
That makes a huge difference. And they're 4-5-1. You mean, like, I think we were like, wow, these guys already tanking like 3 weeks into
Yep.
the season. Like, this is insane. And now they look like they want to roll.
Yep. I was really,
Definitely.
really impressed with how the offensive line responded. Having Jeff Saturday come in there, phenomenal center, as we have mentioned. I mean, he knows what is up with, what a good offensive line looks like, and I'm very.
After watching the game, a buddy of mine goes, "Man, what was Frank Reich doing?" And the only answer I have is trying to get fired. Clearly.
Yeah.
It's not really any other answer that
Yeah.
we could put out here. Like, the guy's been trying to get a vacation for a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's mind blowing to me how they have so much talent.
The only thing that would be more surprising is if somebody just kept picking the Raiders over and over and over again in verses. But I mean, we'll see how that goes.
I digress.
I can't imagine that continues. Yeah.
All I know is the Raiders and the Cowboys are a lock this coming week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
All right. Speaking of the Cowboys at the Packers, all three of us went with the Cowboys. None of us had faith in Aaron Rodgers. We thought Big Mike McCarthy was going to be able to come back into Green Bay, whip his dick around, and Aaron Rodgers slammed it in a door. Yeah. Cowboys lost.
You know my feeling.
I think this was a must-win game for the Packers. Should try and save whatever they could for their season. And it was super close. 31-28 went to OT. Yeah.
This is another example of why Mike McCarthy needs to be fired. Has he done anything egregious or whatever to be fired today? No. But the reality is, when he has to make a game time decision to win a game, he messes it up. And that's what's going to need to happen in the playoffs. So you can already see it coming. Get him out of the way before you make it to the playoffs, because the Cowboys are going to be fighting for a wild card spot. Like, they still have to win games. It's not like they're just walking in, because the Eagles are still a couple games up right now.
Right.
But you just need McCarthy out of there.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what else he does. All that he's supposed to do is manage the game. He doesn't call the offense. He doesn't call the defense. He's supposed to manage the game. And you get to a 4th and 4 in overtime, and you could kick a 54-yard field goal. And if you make it, you get to kick off and try to pin Green Bay deep, make them go 75 yards.
Right.
Instead, you give them a short 50-something yard field to go kick a field goal for the win. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That was a horrible call. And man, the Packers they exposed our run defense. We are not filling holes whatsoever. I mean, there's a couple bad calls in the game, but that's every single Cowboys game. It's just a shit show. It's a dilemma. It's a soap opera every damn football game. But Rodgers has our number. He's been, he's been pretty good against us the past 4 or 5 games. So I was really upset about the game. I can see why we can fire fucking him and offensive
Kellen Moore.
coordinator with more. Yeah, and you watch the game and you get so confused when you're watching. Like, what is happening? Who's calling these plays? Why?
Mhm.
Why we're running when we should be passing the ball? I mean, our receivers look confused. Dak is getting frustrated, which rarely happens. That guy walks around with a smile on his face.
Mhm.
That's his character. Now he's getting frustrated. We're 6-3 now. Our defense is kind of dropping the ball now. Excuse me. They are giving up so much more yards and points per game when Dak plays than when Cooper rush. I don't know if it's because we put so much pressure on them. Like you guys have to, support the offense more because our offense isn't going to be able to put the points on the board. But I don't know if they got burned out already. I have no clue. Watching that game, I was so confused. I had no answers. I was very frustrated. And to Baker's point, why not kick the field goal? He's made these decisions so many times. It's very frustrating to watch as a fan.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if you miss, like I'm not saying it's a guaranteed that you're going to make it, but you're not even taking the attempt at the lead right there.
Right.
You've got a defense that can pin their ears back and go get a quarterback, and you're going to kick the ball out of the back of the end zone and give them a touchback. So it's going to be 75 yards. They're going to have to get what, 35 or 40 in order to kick a field goal. So you're going to have 3 first downs, opportunities to stop them, to get another tie versus a loss.
Yeah.
And you give them a short field where it's only like a 20-yard little requirement to kick for a win. And then it looked like the defense was so dejected watching the offense get the holding call that wasn't a great call, and then not taking the opportunity at the kick. It was just like open season at that point. Just boop, boop, boop right down the field, and it was a wrap. And it just
And I don't even know who that player was. The play, not to cut you off, a couple plays beforehand. Who the hell was called offsides? I don't even know who he was. Like I'd never even seen this player before. This is
Brown,
overtime.
one of your receivers, one of your rookies.
Was it Noah Brown?
Yeah.
Well, Noah Brown's been there for a couple years.
Complete yard off of offside.
Like, how is that possible in crunch time? Hello, coach. Pay attention here.
Yeah.
Moments like that, man, lose you games, and those losses are awful for your team.
Yep.
Because they linger around.
Yeah, it was
He's got to go.
It was a frustrating game for all of us, especially because we all went with the Cowboys.
And I mean, hey, listen, you can fire both of them right now. You can get rid of Kellen Moore, you can get rid of Mike McCarthy, and you can go get the guy that everyone's been talking about since the preseason and bring in
Sean Payton.
And he calls plays. So it's not like you're going to have to replace an offensive coordinator right away.
Right.
Like you bring in somebody to help Sean, but Sean's going to be calling the plays. He's going to be putting Dak in way better situations. I mean, he's got the big Quinones to kick an onside kick in the Super Bowl coming out of halftime. Like he's the type of guy you need to really go out and win big games and
get it.
Yeah, it's just, the longer you wait, the less chance you have to get him, I guess.
Yep.
I don't get it.
Alrighty. Moving on to the Cardinals at the Rams. And I can't choose the Rams, I don't think, for the rest of the year. Myself and Baker went with the Cardinals. Cap went with the Rams. I'm surprised Cap went with the Rams just because we've been burned by them so many times this year. They are not the team of last year. They're rough, man.
That tool shed beating he took this week again.
Yep.
Oof.
Cooper Kupp, I believe he went on IR this week, right?
Yep.
That's a massive fucking blow for them. Yeah, I don't really know what more I could say. Cardinals came out with the dub 27-17.
Hollywood Browns possible to return
this week
against the Niners for Monday Night Football. Hopefully that really kind of puts Moore back in the slot and really kind of ignites that offense. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched Hard Knocks. It's going to be on again tonight, but that
Oh.
first episode, they look like a dejected team, like there was no real chemistry. I just hope that some other pieces really make that the high flying fun offense that what was to watch, last season or earlier in the season, but it's just bad now. It's
I actually need to lay down and watch HBO.
Huh?
I said I actually need to lay down. I think I'm gonna watch the first episode of the mid-season Hard Knocks. I heard they made Cliff.
Oh, yeah,
I heard they made Cliff look like a fucking asshole.
He does not look like a good leader of men. That's one of my biggest things for like head coaches. That's what you need.
Yeah.
Like you have coordinators that could do the other stuff. But it almost seems like he never left college. Like
yeah.
Because he's got Kyler Murray, who they have like the college coach situation. It's like their relationship is still like he feels like Kyler's a college quarterback, and you could tell Kyler kind of gets frustrated with that. And it's like, no, I'm a professional. You guys have re-signed me for millions and millions of dollars. Like, I'm the dude here. Like, treat me like the dude. But you'll see Hopkins gets a little upset with a misplay. And then the other thing that just kind of, I'm hoping it's on this week's Hard Knocks, but it happened on Monday, so I don't know if it's going to tail to next week's, is they just cut Benjamin like out of nowhere.
Why?
No real.
Yeah, he was looking.
Yeah. No real reason. Like what? You can't use him as a scat back and throw him the ball a few times. He ran your offense for 3 weeks. It just doesn't make sense. The moves they're making. I mean, is he the only one with balls around there that's calling people out? Like, that's what I hope to see this week. Right. Like I want answers.
He's the loudmouth in the locker room.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'm a fan of him landing in Houston. That's going to be a great spot for him, but it just kind of showed Arizona's just doesn't have it together.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is. They just
they have it together more than the Rams though. So and that's someone to build from.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we all thought, me and Fuzzy thought that anyway, going into the week.
All right. Enjoy it while it lasts.
I'm gonna.
You've been saying that the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's still lasting.
And now you're taking the Cowboys and the Raiders again this week, so I don't feel like I'm gonna have to.
It's 2 free games right there.
Yeah.
Hey, I never said I'm taking them. I just said they're a lock. All right.
Oh, you're gonna call them a lock, and then you're gonna take verses against them.
I like living life on the edge. Okay.
Oh, okay, Austin. I like to live dangerously.
All right, moving on to the Chargers at the 49ers. All three of us made the right call here. We all went with the 49ers. 49ers were able to come through with the big dub, 22-16 over the Chargers. Man, I'm still so impressed with Justin Herbert. I think it's a shame he's on the Chargers. Never mind, I'm not going to say it. I really like Herbert. I really like Herbert.
Steelers quarterback.
Man, I like Herbert, dude. I'm not the only one that likes Herbert, though.
I think Herbert is better than all three of our quarterbacks. We can move on.
Yeah,
okay? That's it.
So Patrick Mahomes came out and said Justin Herbert can make throws that nobody else in the league can currently make, and God, he looks so talented. He really does.
He's got the prettiest release, the way the ball leaves his hand, all of that's amazing. It's just he's on an injury-stricken team that's got injuries every year. It's not like this is the first time. It's just really hard to really judge him negatively.
Yeah.
When 3 or 4 of his top 4 or 5 receivers are out? How do you really?
Right. How do you judge a quarterback when DeAndre Carter is your leading receiver? That's rough.
So I mean, there's a chance that he has everyone back this week, I guess. but then he's walking in to play the Chiefs. So it's like, oh, well, now I better score 35, 40 points or
That's the
it
only
ain't
way to
gonna
beat the
matter.
Chiefs. Only way.
Yep.
All right. So that was our Sunday night game. Moving on to the biggest. The biggest upset of the week, in my opinion, was the Monday night game. Commanders at the Eagles. Commanders were able to come in and get the dub 32-21. Score does not reflect how close that game was, though. All three of us went with the Eagles. Eagles were unfortunately not able to get it done. There's a couple of like really, really weird calls there at the end. When I first saw the hit on Heineke when he took the weird knee, I hated the call. But after watching it and like looking at it a little bit more, I can understand why it was called. But missing such a blatant face mask, I think is unacceptable by refs.
It looked like he was looking right at him.
Yeah.
How did you miss that?
Yeah.
You wanted to.
It's hard, man. I've been saying for a long time that I didn't think the Eagles were the best team in the NFC. I kept going back to the Vikings. I'm glad it's sort of going to be reflected now in the standings, with both teams at 8-1, right? Eagles are 8-1 as well. Have they had a bye? I think they had a bye. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both 8-1. Man, I really
want to be first.
Yeah.
Not until the end when it gets me a bye week in the playoffs. That's when I want to be first. Right at the end. I don't want to be first now. This is when bad luck starts happening. I don't need it.
I get it. I understand, because when the Steelers were 11-0, I was like, dude, the Steelers are not a good 11-0 team, and it's rough. By the way, the Commanders ended that streak for the Steelers as well, funny enough. I really like Jalen Hurts. He just did a podcast with the Kelsey brothers on New Heights. Yep. If you guys haven't checked that out, that was an awesome listen-in. Which I wish the Steelers took him like he thought was gonna happen. But I'm still happy with Kenny Pickett. Man, it's just that's crazy to me that the Commanders were able to get that done.
Alex Smith picked them to win.
I just liked all of the complaints from fantasy owners losing their weeks due to the Commanders scoring a touchdown on the last play, or Devontae Smith, the one that threw the ball backwards, so he got -2 points for a fumble, or any of those things for the reasons why people lost. I just thought that was hilarious. It sucks. It's happened to me before, but oh man, those are good times. Yep.
All right, moving on out of last week's verses, I do want to cover the players of the week real quick. I'm not going to read off all their stats, just going to list who it is. For starting with the NFC, for offense, you have good old Justin Jefferson, very well deserved. He was 10 receptions for 193 receiving yards and a touchdown. For defense, we have linebacker Devin White for the Bucks. He totaled 9 tackles, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble in Germany over Seattle. Congratulations. And then for special teams, you have kicker Joey Sly for the Commanders. He converted all 4 of his field goal attempts in Washington's victory.
So 2 of those 3 players screwed all 3 of us. I don't know why we're cheering for this.
Right.
Screw those guys.
For Joey Sly, he made field goals of 32, 44, 55, and a career long of 58 yards for him. So that is very impressive. Moving on to AFC players of the week. For offense, you have Jonathan Taylor. He rushed for 147 yards and a touchdown on 22 attempts. He also had 16 receiving yards on 2 receptions. Congratulations. I was really, really happy to see JT come back. He looked phenomenal. For defense, you have linebacker Alex Highsmith for the Steelers. Very happy for this. He recorded 5 tackles, 2 sacks, a tackle for a loss, and a forced fumble, and the Steelers' victory over the Saints. And for special teams, you have punter Ryan Stonehouse for the Titans. He recorded 8 punts with an average of 54 yards and pinned 3 of them inside the 10-yard line. That is extremely impressive. So congratulations to those gentlemen. Moving on, we're going to jump right into week 11. Starting with what could be a very good game tomorrow night. We have the Titans taking on the Packers in Green Bay. I am going to go with the Titans.
Are we officially in the versus segment?
We are officially in the versus segment.
All right, now it's time to kick Baker's ass.
I
I believe we want to see it. I'm going to go with the Titans
You're
this year.
counter
Or
my
this week.
picks and then take losses again.
I always pick before you, so sit there and wait.
Okay. I've already got my stuff written. I'm not. It's fine by me.
So I'm going with the Titans. I think it was sort of a fluky win for the Packers to beat the Cowboys. I feel like the Titans might be a better team. Vrabes has been able to get it done. I don't know if the defense is going to be able to stop Derrick Henry. It's cold out. There's not going to be a ton of passing, I feel like. Ball's going to be as hard as rock. They're going to hand it to the king, and he's just going to rush all over the Packers. I say 150 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns for Derrick Henry.
I like everything you said. This is Tennessee's type of football.
Yep.
They're 7-2 against the spread. It's a short week for the Packers.
Yep.
I'm still mad at them. I'm going with the Titans.
You're going with the Titans as well because,
Because we picked them, and you just
they have a better coach than the Cowboys, so I'd expect them to be able to win a late game against the Packers. Is really why I'm doing it.
Agree with that. Okay,
So
hey, we're on a good start.
That's why we're doing that. I already got this locked in too. You guys will love this one. Go for it. You guys already know who I'm taking and why I'm doing it. So
all right.
I
So
don't have to announce it first.
for the Bears at the Falcons, man, as much as I have been on the Falcons train this year, seeing Marcus Mariota try and do a backflip while being tackled and then trying to throw the football just makes me not want to pick him this week. I'm going to go with Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. They're traveling into Atlanta. I think they're going to be able to get it done. Justin Fields is just so fucking impressive. I think he's a much better quarterback than Marcus Mariota. Even though
it doesn't run out of bounds 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage instead of throwing it away. No, I completely
Kenny Pickett was doing that shit earlier in the year, and I was pulling my fucking hair out.
Oh, you've got hair. That's awesome. I wish I had some of that.
Oh man, it's going. It's going. Bye-byes.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears as well. I think Vegas still hasn't caught up to the whole what can Fields do, and the Falcons have disappointed me. I try to get on the train after you believed in them for a couple of weeks, and then I try to give my cousin some love with picking them, and I'm not going to pick them this week. I'm going with our boy Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears.
Oh yeah, Bears all the way, baby. We got a running back at quarterback, and he knows how to throw. There ain't any reason to go against that.
By the way, the Falcons are 3-point favorites against the spread, or with the spread. So
stupidity.
Well, it's because they're in Atlanta, so they have to get 3 points.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Eagles at the Colts. Man, this is where you're really going to be able to see if Jeff Saturday is having an impact with the Colts or not. The Colts are 6.5-point underdogs, but I'm going to go with the Eagles. I really like Saturday. I think he's going to be a phenomenal coach, especially if he gets the head coaching job permanently. But I just think the Eagles are a much better team than the Colts currently.
I'm right there with you. If I thought the Raiders could beat or will beat the Colts, I definitely think the Eagles will. So I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah, fly Eagles fly, baby.
Yep.
Okay, so this is getting scary. We've all got the same picks. This is Every time we did this last week, it went red almost. I'm getting a little worried.
No, we're about 50-50 there.
I mean, that's pretty bad, but all right, let's keep it going.
Right. All right, moving on to the Jets at the Patriots.
Oh, God, this one's
Man, didn't the Jets wallop the Patriots earlier this year?
no.
No?
That's what we all thought was going to happen.
I don't
And
remember.
then
Oh, that's right. Yes.
The Patriots, all of us took the Jets last time, and we all got fucked. That's what happened. And it was so bad, you just blocked it out of your mind.
This probably is what happened.
And it was in New York, and we were like, oh, they've lost 11 in a row or some crazy shit. They're going to come break the streak. They're playing great defense. Nothing. They were awful. And now they're going into freaking New England.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets haven't looked as good as they had looked at that point.
Right.
And you've got Brandon Marshall and Julian Edelman making tattoo bets on the outcome of this game.
So Brandon Marshall went to my high school.
It's not going to go well. Well,
and
we all have problems.
He's going for the Jets, I'm sure.
Yeah, he is.
That just makes me want to go for the Patriots. Patriots are 3.5-point favorites. Lock in the Patriots for me.
Yeah, I'm picking the Pats, man. I learned my lesson with the
This is horrible.
That's all of us again. This is not well. Did we skip the Browns Bills, or are we just all accepting that we're taking the Bills?
No, we haven't skipped that yet.
Okay, because at that point, I'm pretty sure that's 3 people taking the Bills. That's 5 out of 5.
Sure, let's cover the Browns at the Bills. Browns fucking suck. Whoever your Steelers buddy is, that's actually a Browns fan, he can go fuck himself.
Yeah, our Browns buddy.
Bills are 7.5-point favorites at home. Josh Allen, I believe, is still going to be playing, especially because I believe they're like 6th now in the AFC. They're either 3rd or they're 6th with that loss. So they definitely need him to stick around. They have no home games currently set for the playoffs, so he's going to play, and they're going to dominate the fuck out of the Browns. Browns have no hope. Yeah. We all went with the Bills. Yep.
Yeah, they need to win this, and they're playing the Browns. So.
Yep.
Was it Braised Meat or Brown's Meat, whatever the hell it is? Yeah, that guy.
Oh boy, I'm sure my phone's gonna be buzzing any minute here.
All right, moving on to the Commanders at the Texans. I'm gonna ride high with Heineke. He was rocking 2 watches, multiple chains. He was looking like Kirk Cochains over there in Minnesota on the flight back home. Man, they seem to love him. I believe they're getting Young back this week. And I don't think the Texans can compete. Give me the Commanders. They are 3.5-point favorites, by the way.
Excuse me. I'm gonna go with the Texans. They're home, right? And I believe they're 5-2 in their last 7 home games. Let's go Texans, baby.
Oh man, Eno Benjamin coming in and helping the man out. There you go. I will not do that. I'm not going to be doing that at all. I'm going to the Commanders as well. I'm glad that we finally got a little switch up here in the picks. That makes me feel good. I was looking at the next couple games and just thinking, oh boy, all of our first set of games is going to be the same. Glad we were able to mix one up.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're going with the Texans, the literal worst team in the NFL this year. But yeah,
they just took that title away from you guys from last week. I don't want to hear that. Okay,
they have 1 win.
Yeah, and you guys have 3, and somehow you guys are like 32 in power rankings last week.
I guess that means that they weren't the worst team last week because they had 2 wins. It's fine. Why are we mathing here? Let's just keep it going.
You're mathing. You're doing the math.
All right, moving on to the Rams at the Saints. I know I said I wasn't going to choose the Rams.
This is great.
Oh shit! What the fuck did I just do? Oh, there we go. I know I said I wasn't going to choose the Rams ever again, especially with Cooper Kupp going on IR. But I feel like if the Rams want to have any chance, this is a must-win game for them. They are 3.5-point underdogs. I'm gonna go with the Rams this week. God, I can't believe I just said that. After seeing the Saints only put up 10 points though on the Steelers, Aaron Donald's looking to feast. You know, fucking, and he's a wrecker. Give me the Rams.
Don't fall for it, Cap. Come to the dark side and take the Saints. I'm telling you. Don't do it. Matthew Stafford still in concussion protocol.
Man, I've been picking the Saints a lot this year, and for no reason whatsoever, I'm just going to pick the Saints.
There you go. That's the move. I'm taking the Saints. Dennis Allen's come out and said that the reason that Winston hasn't been playing is because he hasn't been healthy. It certainly isn't because Andy Dalton's been amazing. And after the abysmal week they just had, he said, I'm going to be talking to our medical staff and seeing if we could put Jameis in this week. So I'm hoping Jameis is leading the team. And if that's the case, I do not see the Rams pulling it out with Stafford on the bench. And Stafford's not out of concussion protocol. And I don't see any reason that they're going to rush him back with Cooper Kupp out. They could, this whole want to win games all they want, but I'm assuming that everybody wants to win games. So that really doesn't factor too much into this. And Fuzzy, I will not change that. We've locked that in.
Okay. I just want you to know Andy Dalton is still starting. They did confirm that.
Fuck me.
Moving on. The Panthers at the Ravens. Baker Mayfield is taking on Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. Give me the Ravens. Ravens by far should beat the piss out of the Panthers.
Easy one this week. They're gonna easily cover that 13 spread. Is that the spread?
Yep, 13. I was just looking for it. I don't think they'll cover, but I think they'll win. I can see them winning by 10.
We need to get somebody to go Nancy Kerrigan, Andy Dalton. This is ridiculous.
I'm glad you said you weren't changing that pick.
Yeah, no, it's locked in. Now I'm just devastated a little bit, but we'll get away from that. I'm definitely going Ravens with you guys. There's be no reason. I would rather be upset that the Panthers win and I get the pick wrong than try to think for some crazy reason that the Panthers would actually beat the Ravens going into it. That's just wild.
Gotcha. All right, moving on to the Lions at the Giants. MCDC is going to take on Brian Daboll. This is a battle of two. Even though the Lions suck ass, I think MCDC is still a really good head coach. And I'm really liking Jared Goff this year. He's been one of the better QBs. But I'm going with Vanilla Vic and the Giants. I think the Giants are going to be able to take this one at home. They are 3-point favorites. Again, it's going to be a very cold weekend for the Northeast. I don't know about New York, but I know it was snowing here today. It's going to be a run-heavy game. There's going to be, I think, up to 36 inches of snow in Buffalo, which is a couple hours north.
326. So you said?
No, 36. 3 feet. Yes.
Hey, even Saquon and Vanilla Vic can't run through snow like that.
Yeah, I still think I still think they're gonna get it.
Yeah, Giants. The Lions are awful.
That's all three.
All right. Moving on to the Raiders at the Broncos. This is the bottom, the absolute fucking bottom of the NFC.
I'm going with the cartoon character. I'm not stopping.
God, I don't want to choose. I don't want to pick. So the Raiders are at the Broncos. The Broncos are only 2.5-point favorites. So it says the Raiders would. Like eventually they're gonna get it right? Which
Who?
team am I talking about? You'll never know.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess I'll figure it out when you make a pick here, but
can I not pick?
I mean,
Can I have a
we
bye
are
week?
willing- Yeah, I haven't checked with Cap here, but I'm assuming we will allow handball rules, and you can go for a draw. I believe that that's it.
If there's a game to go to a draw, this is it, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this one.
I'm just gonna go for the Raiders.
Oh my God, this guy.
I don't want to keep picking. So he gets upset if I pick his same team, and then he's oh God, this guy is just reckless.
This guy.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Listen,
Okay.
maybe you should take a draw, I guess, with Cap
I don't
over
like
here. I don't know
bouncing
what
on
to
a
tell you.
rope. Okay. I just
This
go
week-
for it.
This week, the cartoon character will score more touchdowns for the season than Bathroom C has. He will have 4 total touchdowns this week. It is gonna be amazing.
All right. I'm going to go with the Broncos, and my reasoning being is because I went with Baker on more of the picks last week and came out on top.
Smart.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the
We got lucky. I
I'm gonna-
don't know if you should plan on that long term.
dude. This game hurts me. I'm going to go with the Broncos. I fucking hate this game. This is the worst game out there this week. This
It's
sucks.
gonna be a bad
Yeah.
one. This one in Washington and Houston is gonna be pretty bad.
All right. Moving on to the Cowboys at the Vikings.
Well, this is obviously as clear as day. So you just skip this one.
Our 425 game.
Yeah, the one we scheduled earlier in the podcast to get this.
Yeah, it's funny how that happened, right?
That's fantastic.
So the Cowboys are actually 1.5 point favorites going into Minnesota. Makes no sense to me.
4.5.
1.5. 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
No, but if you take
Yeah,
away
the home.
3-point home
Yeah.
situation, it's 4.5 to start.
That's
if they were on
crazy.
Neutral fields. Yeah, it's wild. I don't. I mean, they still have Mike McCarthy as their coach. It's just wild to me.
And plus Kirk Cochains is on a roll. I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
I mean, why wouldn't you? You're gonna say Cowboys over there? What are you doing?
I'm just giggling about your humor and your whole outlook on life is just great. It's amazing.
Hey, it's a wild ride over here, man. You'd enjoy it. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys, man. They need to bounce back. I mean, we don't play too bad in the cold. I think Dak's gonna.
We got a roof, bro. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
We'll
you
be
guys do play
inside.
in a dome. Well, we have to travel up to the northern region, but I think Dak's gonna get the offense organized. We got to bounce back. 6-3. The division's slipping through our fingers. In what better way than to beat the best team in the NFL? The
CeeDee
highly
Lamb's
favorites.
CeeDee Lamb's going to be sitting on the sideline watching Justin Jefferson just run up and down the field, show him what a real wide receiver is all about.
Nah,
Vikings are definitely
Diggs
going to win this one.
Diggs gonna lock him up.
I mean,
keep
he
him
just
away
played
from
against the Diggs and showed he was the better wide receiver, so.
Hey, that's his brother.
I know.
Too soon.
Nah, man. The Diggs family is very impressive, but yeah, I like the Vikings in this one. Up next is the Bengals at the Steelers. This game was originally for Sunday night, but got flexed to 425. It's in Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go with the Steelers. Steelers dominated the Bengals week 1, with 4 interceptions and 1 fumble recovery, which should have been 5 interceptions. I know Joe Burrow is feeling a lot better this week, but TJ Watt is fully healthy again. Kenny Pickett is he looked better in the second half. Like I said, the Steelers' run game has been very impressive. Everything is starting to click
What
a little
game
bit.
are you watching?
You know the Steelers had over 200 yards rushing last week, right?
No, I'm going to be honest with you. I seen that a Steelers game was on. I took a nap. So
I'm changing my pick to the Cowboys. No.
that's fine. I would
No.
prefer it. I'd prefer to get a leg up on the both of you that way. When you picked the Steelers, I sarcastically, without even knowing about it, started writing shocker on the sheet here. Had to erase that, put Steelers. Yeah, I mean,
You thought I
could
was
see why
crazy
a
last
real-
week.
I could see why a real Steelers fan would do it, unlike the fake Steelers fans we have in our fantasy league.
What's his
over
name?
Here. Well, his team name is Braised Meat. We won't throw his real name out until he shows up to defend himself. But
we will
I'm-
change his team name in the league to Browns Meat, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. But I'm going Bengals.
I can respect it. I can definitely respect it.
I need Joey Burrow to throw like 5 touchdowns, so it really has nothing to do with you and the Steelers. It's just a fantasy hope and dream of mine.
Jamar Chase is still out, and Minka Fitzpatrick is expected to be back.
That's fine. I seen Minka Fitzpatrick just hand somebody a touchdown earlier in the year. It's not like
And also caught 2 interceptions from Joe Burrow, one of them being a pick six.
yeah, whatever. You know, he's already all used up all of his goodness.
Oh, okay.
See, I can see this game going both ways. Like I can see.
Yeah, no, it definitely could. It definitely
I can see
could.
them learning from their
pick a side of
mistakes.
the fence, damn it.
You know. But you know, I don't know what's getting into me. You know, I've been making reckless picks and doing bad in verses. It feels good to see my friends win, and I'm just gonna make another stupid ass decision, and I'm gonna pick the Steelers.
Oh man.
Man, I hope at like 7 o'clock, 7:30, we can text each other and be like, "Yes, we made the right fucking call."
Mm-hmm.
I might go to this game, by the way. I might.
Gonna let Baker win a week
You're
on
gonna
his
bring
own.
the bad juju.
Gino's going to this game too,
Is
Cap.
this the first one I got
Is he?
all by
Mhm.
myself? It is. Oh man, I'm gonna feel good about this one.
That's the only way you can win. We have to put it on the platter for you.
Feeling good.
You start off so bad when you started in the verses. Me and Fuzzy are just
That
letting
was
off the gas.
you know, and that was 1 week, and then you decided to take my place at the bottom of the barrel, so it's fine. I don't know why you keep bringing it up.
All
I'm
right.
gonna bring it up again. I'm gonna bring it up again.
I know it's fine. We've got 2 more picks. It'll be at least 7 more times it's brought up. It's fine.
By the way, the Bengals are 4.5 point favorites. So moving on to the Chiefs at the Chargers. The Chargers are 5.5 point underdogs at home. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I think Travis Kelce is gonna get in the end zone 2 times this week. I think he'll have over 50 yards receiving.
I can see that happening.
Yep.
Is Williams and Allen back?
Williams is
Reportedly,
practicing partially. I have not seen if Allen's actually running yet. They both possible starts this week, but I haven't seen neither of them is at full speed as of right now.
so
I wanna say
Keenan
the Chargers. Go ahead.
Keenan Allen said he hopes.
Which is
We'll
a
have
hard
to get in
no.
a couple of weeks. The Chargers do play
Yeah.
pretty well against the Chiefs.
They
but
do.
Even if they came back, it's too soon for them to have their rhythm back, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Just go with the better team of the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, we're definitely all going Chiefs here. That was one I was just gonna write down before we even picked.
Yep.
But
All right,
just
moving.
like this one, I have a feeling we're all gonna do the same thing as well.
I don't know what you guys have planned for this one. Moving on to the Monday night game, the 49ers at the Cardinals. Cardinals are at home. They are 8.5 point underdogs. I can almost see Cap choosing the Cardinals in this one.
Nuts.
I'm gonna go with the Niners. Niner, 49er. Or however the fuck that goes.
I don't know. It was so wrong that I can't think of how it really goes, to be honest with you.
What was it?
I don't
The
know.
song?
Yeah, then
He's not doing it again. You can go back and rewatch it if you want. He's not saying it again.
I don't know
Maybe
how
I
it
missed
goes.
it.
But we got
Is it minor
possibly.
49er or some shit like that?
Oh, I'm not shitting on 49er fans again. I've already rode that wave, sir.
No, I
don't
think
need to go
we
back to that.
should.
But Kyler Murray, Colt McCoy, both day to day, so we don't know who's really going to be starting there. Marquise Brown might play, like he might be fully activated for Monday night. He is available. But Ertz is gone. The team looks like it's in dismay. They're just randomly cutting players for no reason that has been announced. And the Niners have looked really good since McCaffrey's gotten there. He kind of filled the void to let them do whatever they want. So with Elijah Mitchell back, kind of taking the workload off of McCaffrey so he doesn't have to carry the entire load. He actually gets a 50-50 split at running back. And I think Elijah had over 100 yards last week. Like he ran really well. I just don't see how the Cardinals are going to stop that offense. So I'm going 49ers.
Yeah, they're good even when their quarterback is awful. It's amazing.
Even when their quarterback's Jimmy G. Yeah.
It's just they
Miserable.
somehow get points on the board. They can run the ball no matter what. I think the Niners win easily.
So, pretty much from what I am hearing is we're all either going to be very excited for Week 11 with a bunch of wins, or very upset with a bunch of losses.
Or we might have to postpone the Thanksgiving Day or the Thanksgiving week show till the next week if this goes back. Yeah, that's exactly what we're hearing.
I like it. It makes it exciting.
Yeah, I think it'll be a decent week for us. Definitely going to be taking.
If this guy wasn't picking the Texans and the Steelers, and you weren't taking the Steelers, you guys could have a perfect week this week. It's wild. so close. So close.
So which one did you pick different? Just those two for me?
Yeah. I took the Bengals instead of the Steelers that you two took, and then I took the Broncos instead of the Raiders for you, and the Commanders instead of the Texans for you.
All favorites got it. Man, you really did your homework this week. Oof.
Man, nailed it. Yeah, picking the teams that are going to win. Shocker.
All right, moving on. We're going to cover the top 10 power rankings real quick. So for the NFL power rankings, Dan hands us.
Doing this. You better not. You better not.
Dan hands us has listed in the number 1 spot.
Don't do it.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, good. There we go. Yeah, let's go Eagles.
So,
fly, baby.
Whose is this?
So this is the NFL power rankings, which is listed by Dan Hanses.
Is this the sport we cover?
Yeah.
Was it a different sport?
It's not. It's not handball.
I'm just really happy that the Eagles are at 1.
Yep.
That is fantastic.
So the Eagles are still ranked number 1 overall, and it says the Eagles were overdue for a bad game, which is it's fair. I still have the Vikings at number 1. Number 2 on here is the Kansas City Chiefs, who moved up a spot after beating the Jaguars. I don't get why that would move you up a spot. Number 3 is the Minnesota Vikings, moving up 4 spots with the beatdown of the Buffalo Bills. As you had said earlier, Baker, they raided Buffalo. Number 4 is the Miami Dolphins at 7-3. They moved up 8 spots. They were previously number 12.
That's a big jump.
Massive jump.
Who will we trust, baby?
Rank 5 is going to be the Buffalo Bills, who dropped 3 spots with a loss to the Minnesota Vikings. Number 6.
They have those late game turnovers that really kind of make you pause. They have all the tools you need on a team to be good, but those late game turnovers are what shoot you in the foot and kind of make you think that, teams like the Chiefs will be able to knock them out in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I mean, definitely could see it happening, especially because they beat them earlier in the year. I think Andy Reid's going to be able to get something figured out there. I think with the way Josh Allen was attacking the defense when he was carrying the ball, like just it almost seemed like reckless, like how hard he was running. And I'm wondering if that messed with his elbow some more. But yeah, they are number 5 now. Number 6 is the Baltimore Ravens, dropping 1 spot. I believe they were on a bye last week. I don't remember covering them. Number 7.
They were, and they only dropped because of what looked like the Miami.
Yep.
Skyrocketing up the chart.
Number 7 is the 49ers, who dropped 1 spot. They were previously number 6. Number 8 is the Cowboys, dropping 4 spots. They were previously ranked 4th, which I feel like was a little high. Still a very good team.
They should get a player rank and a coach rank. Their players are great.
I mean, their
coach is a blithering idiot.
Yeah, I mean, Micah Parsons is going to win Defensive Player of the Year as long as he keeps it up. He's just so talented.
That's the problem. The coaches rely on the players to win one-on-one like every play. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
You have to have a scheme.
I've seen TikTokers playing Madden with better play calls than the Cowboys recently. It's bad.
Moving on to the Tennessee Titans at rank 9, dropping 1 spot thanks to the Dolphins. Got that 17-10 win over the Broncos. And then rank 10, the New York Jets, who were previously at number 9. So congratulations.
So we got the Jets at 10 is what you're saying, and all 3 of us took the Patriots.
Yep.
Oh, this is going to be rough. I don't like that.
So New York did have a bye week. So did the Patriots, though, I believe. Yep.
They're 7-2 and they're ranked 13th. The Giants. I don't understand why.
I mean, we already seen it. The Patriots just really send Wilson for a loop, and I don't think that he's going to all of a sudden figure that out in New England. So, I mean, we got to all stick with the Patriots. The right way to go, but
with how defensive minded that coaching staff is, I mean, Bill Belichick gets 4 game plans for their defense.
The Jets are still rated high because of the beginning of the year and how good they were, but you lose a stud rookie running back, and then we've kind of seen them stumble, and I just don't think that the ranks have really caught up and dropped them the couple extra spots that they should be dropped.
Yep. I'm inclined to believe to agree with you.
I mean, I'd really like to move the Bengals up a little bit. They look like they got some new Rubbermaid trash cans to block for Joe Burrow. So I mean, he was able to come out there and have a touchdown pass and 4 rushed in.
Man, Alex Highsmith is going to eat this week with TJ Watt back. They're going to double and triple cover TJ. And Alex Highsmith has 8.5 sacks. He's 4th place right now.
I'm sorry. I forgot that I was talking about a team playing against the Steelers. I knew we'd find our way back. It's my fault, people.
You brought it up. You brought up their offensive line.
This is my fault. No, I understand. My fault. My fault.
All right. Well, I don't know about you guys. That's all I've got for today.
It was a good episode.
Yeah, it was a good.
Sounds good.
Good week to dial in.
We'll see you guys right before Thanksgiving next week. Get you all set up. We'll have a big slate of Thursday games for the holiday.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And have a good time.
And just remember, boys, Dallas and Las Vegas are the locks of the week.
If you're looking for losers, those are your guys.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in today. Baker, Cap, it was nice seeing you guys. We'll see you gentlemen next time. Make sure you guys dial in next week.
Dial in, boys. Let's go.
Have a good one.